Good morning and welcome to 12 to Know. It is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, and here is what you need to know. Story 1, U.S. News. Trump extends Iran ceasefire indefinitely. President Trump extended the U.S.-Iran ceasefire until Tehran submits a unified peace proposal, despite previously vowing not to move the deadline. The naval blockade of Iranian ports continues even as Iran calls it an act of war that violates the truce. VP J.D. Vance won't travel to Pakistan today for planned peace talks. Speaking of foreign policy, tensions remain high in other global hotspots. Story 2, U.S. News. Labor Secretary steps down amid investigation. Labor Secretary Lori Chavez-DeRemer is leaving her position while under internal investigation, becoming the third cabinet departure of President Trump's second term. The administration hasn't specified the nature of the probe. Chavez-DeRemer previously served in Congress before joining Trump's cabinet. From cabinet changes to corporate leadership moves. Story 3, U.S. News. Apple CEO Tim Cook announces retirement. Apple CEO Tim Cook, 65, will step down in September after leading the tech giant for over a decade. John Ternus, currently head of hardware products, will take over as CEO while Cook remains as executive chairman. The transition marks the end of an era for Apple's leadership. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is making waves with new environmental decisions. Story 4, U.S. News. Supreme Court stays EPA Clean Power Plan. The Supreme Court used its shadow docket to stay the EPA's Clean Power Plan, drawing criticism from environmental groups on Earth Day. The Environmental Defense Fund and power providers vigorously opposed the stay, calling it a failure to recognize air pollution harms. The decision comes as Earth Day marks the anniversary of the Clean Air Act. Turning to international developments today. Story 5, World. Japan abandons weapons export ban. Japan officially ended its post-war pacifist weapons export restrictions, approving sales of next-generation fighter jets and combat drones. The revision of the 3 principles on transfer of defense equipment marks Japan's biggest military policy shift in 7 decades. The move comes amid rising regional tensions with China and North Korea. In South Asia, diplomacy takes center stage. Story 6, World. Pakistan awaits Iran's response on peace talks. Pakistan's information minister says they're still waiting for Iran to confirm its delegation will attend peace talks in Islamabad today. The Pakistani mediator remains in constant contact with Iranian officials as the ceasefire deadline approaches. A decision from Iran is described as critical for diplomatic progress. In Central America, migration policy shifts are underway. Story 7, World. Paraguay agrees to accept U.S. deportees. Paraguay announced it will accept non-citizens deported from the United States as part of President Trump's mass deportation drive. An initial group of 25 Spanish-speaking deportees will arrive starting tomorrow, according to Paraguay's foreign ministry. The agreement makes Paraguay one of the first countries to formally cooperate with the deportation program. Now to Wall Street, where markets are reacting to geopolitical news. Story 8, Business. U.S. stocks rise on Iran ceasefire extension. U.S. stock futures surged early Wednesday after President Trump extended the Iran ceasefire, with S&P 500 futures gaining 0.55% and NASDAQ futures up 0.73%. All 3 major averages had closed lower Tuesday on ceasefire concerns. Dow futures rose 207 points as investors welcomed the diplomatic extension. Speaking of big earnings, tech giants are reporting today. Story 9, Finance. Tesla IBM report earnings after market close. Tesla and IBM both report first quarter earnings after the market closes today, with Wall Street expecting Tesla to deliver $0.37 per share, and IBM posting $1.81 per share. Tesla's delivery miss in Q1 puts pressure on margins, while IBM's software division drives growth expectations. Both stocks could see significant moves on earnings results, from corporate earnings to sports achievements. Story 10, sports. Sharon Lokedi wins Boston Marathon again. Sharon Lokedi successfully defended her Boston Marathon title with a commanding time of 2:18:51, the second fastest winning time in race history. On the men's side, John Career took home the crown. The race showcased remarkable depth in American distance running with multiple top 10 finishes, from marathon champions to everyday heroes. Story 11, human interest. Students crown hero principal prom king. Students at Pauls Valley High School in Oklahoma crowned their principal, Kirk Moore, as prom king just days after he risked his life to protect them during a dangerous situation. The heartwarming gesture shows how the school community honored their leader's bravery. Moore's heroic actions made him the obvious choice for the special recognition. And finally, some delightfully odd news to close us out. Story 12. And finally, woman searches for licensed doppelganger. An Indiana woman is actively searching for her doppelganger after facial recognition software flagged her during a routine driver's license renewal. The technology detected someone else with such a similar face that it triggered security protocols. She's now on a mission to find her mysterious look-alike somewhere out there. That's your dozen for Wednesday, April 22nd. From ceasefire extensions to doppelganger hunts, the world keeps spinning with stories both serious and sublime. Stay curious, stay informed.